All right, students. So I want to briefly explain this debriefing activity. You have made your chromosome, the big long strip. You have, by this time, you've identified the centromere and the telomeres and all those things that are in between. And so we've learned that code A, C's, G's, and T's in certain sequences represent different regions of the gene or of the chromosome, and that our model was a really good simile, so to speak, or an analogy. Was a model of a real chromosome. And I'll also say that, remember, I know in English class you've talked about um, similes, like I might say, my coffee is like, oh, I can't even think of a very good example right this second. I'm looking at my coffee, drinking my coffee here on a Sunday morning. Um, my pillow was soft like my cat cotton candy. And so you're using these like. So our activity, our chromosome, like the code GGG, was like the blank of a chromosome. So we're kind of doing an analogy or a simile. It's probably not by definition a simile, but you get the idea. So what I'm asking you to do in this writing prompt, and so I'm actually at the bottom of this assignment. You're probably actually watching the video right here. It's not there yet because I have to make it, but then below is the rubric for this activity. And the most important part is talking about the code and function. So the prompt, so your writing prompt, your paragraph, explains how genetic code, A, C's, G's, and T's, represent different regions of a chromosome. Now, so you want to think about all the parts that we talked about in that activity. If you need to go back and look at your document, you can do that. For 20 points, you accurately describe all those different pieces and parts that we actually discussed and that we highlighted or that we underlined, or that we circled, and you say what it's like. So just don't say like the GGG is like a part of the chromosome. You need to be really specific and talk about how that was representative. So that's most of the points. 20 of the 30 points are that. But also, I do want you to pay attention to formatting of an essay or formatting of a paragraph. And so this paragraph may be multiple, lots and lots of sentences long, but you do want to start with an introduction, and you do want to try to have transitions in between your first and second point. So you say the next part of the chromosome, or next, or another. Those kind of transition words will help me know that you're moving on to another part of the chromosome. Sorry, I have the sniffles a little bit this morning. Then your use of simile language. So did you at some point, you're like using the proper language in our activity, genetic code GGG was like the blank of the chromosome. And then you go and talk about how it was like that, or what is the centromere. Really, this is your way of showing me that you understand the structure and function of chromosomes. And so to get this 20 points, you're both going to need to have similes. You're going to have to say what part it was, what does that part do on an actual chromosome, a real brief description. So this, even though it's a paragraph, this may end up being a page long. I will also say that whatever you get the first time may not be your final grade. I may let you improve upon this. We'll kind of consider this to be a first draft. And I'll give you feedback. And I do want you to try to do this yourself. Even though many of you worked in teams to do the building of the chromosome, the analysis, I really would like you to do this independently. And because I really will give you more opportunity than just one. So your grade could go up of this. Now, I will say, hopefully you can still see this. This is the actual document that's attached to this. And so I kind of give you the prompt here, what I've talked about already. Here's that grading rubric again, so you don't have to go back and forth. And then what my expectation is that you actually start the essay on the next. Let me make sure I get the font size here, 12, and not bold it here. And so what I would ask you to do is to do the writing prompt on the next, and that's still really big font. So I need to make sure I fix that. We don't want to have 15-point font. You can pick your font is fine with me. Okay, so I would like this. I'd like you to be writing this on this Friday, which would be January 29th, I believe. Um, uh, but I will, next Monday, the Monday after, when you're in school, you could use that Monday, a little extended time to write that. But I really would like you to do this as closely to finishing the chromosome 17 activity as possible. If you have questions, please let me know. Or if you get started and you say, hey, Mr. Ackert, could you give me some feedback here? Share it with me, although it will share automatically, but just say, you can send me an email. Mr. Ackert, will you please look at my essay and see if I'm on the right track? And I will certainly provide that feedback for you. All right, everyone, good luck. I know we haven't done a lot of writing in this class, but I see that you do writing in English, and I know kind of the expectations there. So I think that people will do well. All right, thank you very much. See you next time.